Hi everybody, Jackie DeWitt, and this video is a quick video on the title, There's No Such Thing as an Overnight Success. And there isn't. There is no such thing as an overnight success. Ask any successful person that you know if they made it overnight. The true answer is they made it over many, many, many nights. In fact, a little bit of history about myself is I started being an entrepreneur way back when I was about 6 years old. Many of you don't know the story, but it started with my mom, who gave my two sisters and I a big bottle of bubbles. And while my sister was blowing them and my other youngest sister was spilling them, I decided to take the ones that she spilled, and I took the wand and whipped it up into a foam. I then went into my mom's medicine cabinet in the bathroom, dumped out one of her probably expensive creams, and inserted the foam that I made, and I told her that I was going door to door to sell my world famous cream. And I pounded the pavement at 6. I really wanted a bike, and I decided I was going door to door. So I went door to door, knocking on the doors. And when the person answered, 99% of the people were women, I asked if I could please put my cream on their hand so that I could have them feel the texture and how nice it felt. And I was selling this tester for 25 cents. And I think I made around $8.50, if my memory serves me right, that day. And I put it away. And of course, I didn't make the amount that I needed for a bike, but my mom and dad saw that I was on my own trying to make my own way, and I got a bike. It was a number of years later, but I got a bike. I didn't stop there. In fact, a lot of people have said to me in my past, Jackie, how many jobs have you had? I would comfortably say it didn't matter if it was 100 jobs. Because I'm grateful and I'm fortunate for all of those jobs that I've had, because I've learned something, whether it be a lesson, a trade, great people, experience, something about myself from each and every job. Whether it be my job in a meat department, not the nice, like the girl that slides the meat across and cuts it for you and gives you your shaved meat. I was the person who had to scrub the floor with a wire brush and all the band blades from the butcher cutting up the pieces of meat. What did I learn from that job? Well, I learned really great cleaning skills. I learned that this job sucks and I've got to learn and do a lot of things to get better so that I can get a better job. And I also learned that I was going to become a vegetarian for about 18 plus years after that. My other jobs, just to touch on some, I was a waitress for many years, and a bartender in food and alcohol industries. And what I learned from there was a lot about myself. And I learned a lot about sales, tons. I didn't actually have a product that I was selling to people. They came in there wanting the product, but I sold myself. I sold my personality. I sold my chance to meet people in an arena where it was comfortable, and I didn't have a product that I was selling, but man, I learned a lot about myself. I then went on so many other jobs. I was in sales. I did mortgages. I ended up flipping my own houses with my husband, decorating. I got into my creative side, and I also became a ticketed welder, which is very cool. Not something that I set out to do, actually, just something that was presented to me. I had another girl that I was waitressing with, and I said, hey, do you want to go for a drink after work? And she said, sorry, I'm studying for my course. I'm getting my welding tickets. And I said, wow, like, that's so cool. I didn't know girls did that. And she said, hey, come on out. Come out to my school. Check it out. And I actually ran a bead. And for all you welders, you know what I'm talking about. I ran a bead. And the teacher came over and said, wow, when are you signing up? You have a talent. And it was so simple, but it was just allowing yourself to grow. So again, the point of this video is that you're not going to be an overnight success. Doesn't matter if you have, you're in a direct sales business, you're in multi-level marketing, network marketing, a home-based business, a brick and mortar business. Doesn't even matter if you are just trying to be a better person, a better mom. If you're trying to lose weight, quit smoking, it doesn't matter. It's all the same platform. You have to allow yourself to grow, learn, fail, have fear. In fact, that's great that I mentioned those two things, because the only overnight success is fear and failure. Those are the only two things that you are successful at being overnight, is by giving up, quitting, when you don't know how far you could have gotten had you not. So I haven't made it yet with my business. I haven't made it yet. It's only 11 months young since I started really the process, and we only launched in November. So I'm only a few months in, but man, things are happening because I believe that they're going to happen. My husband and I talk about daily goals, weekly goals, yearly goals, where we see ourselves in 10 years, 12 years, 20 years. We never use the word try. If. It's going to happen. It's when. It's we're going to do it. It's, wearing hats during the day because you don't have time to straighten your hair and look beautiful while you're struggling. It's the sacrifices that you're willing to make in order to make sure that you reach your goal. For me, it's my business. My sacrifices are time spent with my friends, time out partying and living it up and going on vacations and doing a bunch of stuff. I'm 39. These are the years that you should be doing that, but I'm not. I'm not going to burn myself out, and I'm not going to not enjoy myself in other times. You just have to pick and choose what is proper and what sacrifices you're going to make. Some of you may not know. Like, here I am in my bedroom, but I sold our bed. This is our mattress on the floor. We had no headboard or nothing, so I just took clocks, set it to the time of when my kids were born, when I was born, when my husband was born, and the time that we got married. It's so simple. You can sacrifice something and then repair it with something even more special. So our bed isn't as special to me as those clocks behind me. But those clocks were, only a matter of a few dollars because they're all used. And the money that we got for our bed, our couch, and our vacuum started our business. Because I promised my husband that I was not touching any of our family income. I was determined to do this on my own, without loans, without help, and I was going to make a go of it. And I sacrificed haircuts. Women get their nails done. I think I've been using the same mascara for 2 years. Hardcore, irrelevant stuff. But the point of this video, again, and what I want to touch on, is you're not going to be an overnight success. It takes drive. It takes passion. It takes laser focus. And it takes jumping out of your comfort zone. It takes doing things you're not used to doing. It's doing things that you're totally afraid of. It's talking to people that you never would have talked to. It's getting off of Facebook and creating massive relationships and contracts and stuff with people outside of Facebook. But again, if this is about you losing weight, quitting smoking, being a better person, personal development is huge. The things that I've learned in the past 2 years about myself totally was the defining factor of catapulting me into this position where I am today. It's surrounding yourself with positive people and leaving the negative ones behind. It's not having a negative thought in your own mind. As soon as stuff gets hard here, which life gets really tough, okay? You all of a sudden get into a slump. You think you've been dealt a bad hand. Boo-hoo. That's not the case. Life's testing you. Life tests me all the time. You have to pick up the pieces, brush yourself off, and try again. No matter what. No matter how hard it is, no matter how tired you are, no matter how much money you don't have, no matter how much time you don't think you have, find it. Make it. And surround yourself with people who've already made it. Don't listen to the people who haven't made it. Don't listen to anybody's naysay or negative attitudes. Leave them behind. You don't need them. They don't need to be in your life. They don't need to be part of your process. And that's hard. It's really hard, but you have to do it. There's a lot of people that I don't talk to now that I was friends with for 15 plus years. But I realized where our relationship was and where it wasn't and how they weren't helping me. I mean, there could be family members that don't support what you do. That's okay. Just put them aside for a while till you make it, till you prove them wrong. That should be your fire under your butt to keep going. You have to keep going because it's over many nights that you're going to be a success. But also, one other point I want to touch on is don't wait until you reach a goal or that you're successful or until you have that house, till you have that car, till you have that fancy thing. I'm not working towards a fancy thing. I'm working towards awareness and education and helping people. That's my passion. If your passion is getting a monetary item, that's cool. Totally cool. That's your goal. No problem. But don't wait to be happy until you get it because that's not how it works. You actually have to be happy now in order for it to work to reach your goal. Do you understand? Because if you put so much time and effort in doing all the work and struggling and sacrificing to get to a point to be happy, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be miserable along the way. You're going to tarnish your own self-image, your own personal development. You've got to learn to be happy now with what you have and then be ecstatic later when other bonuses come along. It's so important. And I've had to struggle and learn how to find that and balance that so that I ensure to myself that it happens. So, I don't go hardcore. I could be on the top of the world right now with my business, but my child would be in daycare. I wouldn't ever see my family. I'd be traveling all over the place. And that's not what this is about. I'm with my kids all day, every day. And then I work when they're playing for a few minutes. I may hop on and do a video, like they're downstairs watching a video. I work when they're in bed. So 8 o'clock till 1 in the morning every night. I'm up at 5, 6 o'clock with them every day. So 4 or 5 hours sleep. My husband lets me sleep in on Sunday mornings every Sunday. And that's my day to re-energize. My mother-in-law, my mom, they help out so that I can have a day here, a day there. It's not very often, but when it happens, it is awesome. So you have to find a great support team. You have to surround yourself with positive people. You have to make sure you're really up on self-love, self-talk, self-development. Find your passion. Make sure you stick with it. Get out of the box. Punch fear in the face. Just go with it. But don't stop. Because the minute you stop, the minute you doubt yourself, the minute you start sliding off and just saying, oh, I'll do it later, and you procrastinate, it's over. You got to stick with it. You got to be laser focused and you can't stop. That's my message for you guys today. Go crush it. Don't just be happy for other people's success. Go make your own. But just make sure that you allow yourself the knowledge and the time because it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over many, many, many nights. Look at me now. 6 years old. I was going door to door selling cream. I'm doing it today. I'm 39. There's a lot of nights. You know, I didn't get my calculator out and I'm not too good at math by figuring out how many nights that is, but it's a lot of nights. Okay, so just be prepared that your life is a full circle. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to present itself and you never know what's going to happen. But just live for today, love yourself, and never give up. It's my message. This is your dose of DeWitt. Now go do it. Bye for now.